Hello, welcome to the Storj Town Hall for September 11th, 2024. My name is Ben Gallo. I am the CEO of Storj, and I'm joined by John Gleason, our Chief Operating Officer. The Storj quarterly town halls are part of our ongoing commitment to transparency, and while most of the information contained herein can also be gleaned independently from other sources, we still like this opportunity to speak directly to our customers and our community. Ultimately, we believe in open source, open dialogue, and open exchange of information. Before we begin, a forward-looking statement. This presentation contains forward-looking statements related to Storj's product, network, and business. These statements are based on information currently available to the company with respect to future events, which are subject to unknown material risks and uncertainties that may cause our actual results and performance to be materially different from those contained in the forward-looking statements. This information should not be relied upon in making purchases or other decisions. The development, release, and timing of any features or functionality described for our products remains at the sole discretion of Storj Labs. And while forward-looking statements tend to be a little bit boring, we're very excited about the rest of this presentation. I'll begin with an executive summary, go into a deep dive on Valdi, which is the GPU company that Storj acquired at the beginning of this quarter, talk about partners, customers, and growth, a quick update on our product roadmap, and then I'll turn things over to John Gleason to talk to our storage providers and community. But before we go too deep, I would just like to set the high-level stage. Storj is pursuing one of the biggest and fastest growing markets. Goldman Sachs recently estimated that cloud revenues are poised to reach $2 trillion by 2030, driven, of course, by things such as artificial intelligence. Storj is not only pursuing one of the biggest and fastest growing markets, we also are in two of its biggest and fastest growing segments, namely the AI and scientific space, as well as the video space. And we're doing so with a unique solution that provides radically better performance, security, and economics than the prevailing mainstream cloud services companies. We believe that distributed cloud for distributed data is really the way of the future. And we believe that the results that we've seen over the past year or a couple of years have really started to bear that out. In a nutshell, Storj is delivering distributed cloud services for the distributed future of data with a focus on AI and big data / video. And we do so by efficiently using existing resources that are already deployed around the world. We do so to deliver enterprise-grade storage and GPU globally at the edge with better performance, durability, and security than the hyperscalers. And in many cases, we're offering orders of magnitude better performance or better durability or better security. And we're doing so at a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the carbon footprint. This great news for customers translates into a really strong business. We're delivering a high-growth next-generation cloud that is really poised to be a leader, not just in the decentralized physical infrastructure space or DePIN, but really for the infrastructure as a service space as a whole. We're one of the few infrastructure as a service companies that requires no CapEx, has very low fixed costs, healthy gross margins, and of course, we're led by an experienced team with good governance. And as you'll see for the rest of this presentation, really experiencing rapid growth. So a quick summary of what we've been up to, both in Q2 and now that we're 2/3 of the way through Q3. Overall, great presence in places such as NAB, Broadcast Asia, and upcoming at the IBC conference and SC 2024. These conferences are a way for us to meet with customers, but what we're seeing in the background is increasing exponential growth in paid customer data, both paid customer data stored and egressed for the storage part of our business, as well as now GPU hours or thousands of GPU hours for the Valdi GPU business. The underlying network is stable and growing in the right way. We're finding great success in having our go-to-market being led by both technical partners and go-to-market partners. And ultimately, we're seeing larger and larger deals moving through our sales pipeline. As I like to say, when we started this business, we were very excited to have customers coming on board who had, single-digit terabytes or tens of terabytes. That grew to being very excited by customers who were bringing on board 100-terabyte deals. Last year, we talked to you about customers who were coming to us bringing on petabytes of data with petabytes of egress per month. We've just signed our first customer with 10 petabytes, and that customer will be onboarding data over the next month. And we couldn't be more excited. As you can gather from that progression, really nice overall increases in orders of magnitude every few months. And that's a sign of a healthy growing business. Talking a little bit about Valdi, this again was the GPU related company that we acquired at the beginning of July. We're a little over 2 months into that and couldn't be more thrilled. If you are unfamiliar with Valdi, they provide secure, reliable GPU computing power for applications such as generative AI, machine learning, drug discovery. They do so at very competitive prices. And like Storj did for the storage business, they do so by sourcing supply globally from already deployed resources that are already deployed, powered, and cooled. And of course, we didn't just run out and acquire them. We partnered for a number of months and really found Valdi to be a great business to work with. I think they felt the same about us, and we saw great synergies between our customers. To give a little bit more context to what Valdi is able to provide, here's a map of their global resources. As you can see, they've got some of the latest and greatest chips. They've even got H200 chips as well as the H100 and A100. These are very hard to come by, but they're able to make these services available to customers globally, either on demand or with reserved instances. And as you can see, not only a lot of resources brought to bear, but with a nice global coverage. And we're looking to color even more parts of this globe light blue in order to reflect coverage throughout the rest of the globe. These two businesses are very complementary. Both are driven by the exponential growth in data overall. We are delivering enterprise-grade services. We're doing so by efficiently, in both businesses, using underutilized resources that are already deployed around the world. This lets us offer global services at the edge without needing to build new data centers, buy new equipment, or use a lot more money or electricity or power or carbon powering or cooling. So both businesses end up being inherently less expensive for end users that are tied to the future of data, which is created, edited, consumed, and analyzed at the edge, and doing so in a way that's inherently greener and inherently less expensive. Of course, we're especially excited by the fact that there's such a large overlap in our customer base. Both Storj in our storage business as well as Valdi have an overwhelming amount of our user base coming from places like universities, scientific computing outfits, companies in the media and entertainment space, which have a need for both artificial intelligence as well as storage. And of course, artificial intelligence really depends on being able to move large data sets around the world and be able to analyze them, generally using GPUs. Not only are we seeing great overlap and synergies between our customer bases, we're also seeing great synergies in our supply base as well. And the other similarity between our businesses is that both are growing exponentially in a very nice way. We're, of course, more familiar with the storage business. That business has been growing on a fairly consistent basis, month on month on month, over 251% year-on-year growth, which translates to 9% compound monthly growth rate. As I mentioned, we've passed the 20 petabyte paid data mark, and we just signed our first 10 plus petabyte customer. So expect to see this graph even accelerate further in the coming quarter. And on the GPU side of the business, where they tend to measure things in thousands of paid monthly GPU hours rather than petabytes, exceptional growth on a yearly basis and on a monthly basis as well. So this raises a question: are we a decentralized physical infrastructure company? And many people do talk about us as a decentralized physical infrastructure company. Certainly we provide physical infrastructure, and we do so using globally deployed resources that we do not directly own or run. Storj is frequently listed at the top of lists of DePIN companies. You can see here a list of DePIN companies provided by the Web3 index, and we're right at the top there. And that was for us as a storage business only. We also believe we're now the number one or number two GPU provider in this modality. And perhaps most importantly, we're partnering with a number of the other leaders. So we partner, for example, with Akash and with LivePeer and with Pocket. Yet, at the end of the day, we don't tend to think of ourselves as a DePIN company. We tend to think of ourselves as a distributed cloud services company. Unlike many of the names that you may see in the space, we focus fundamentally on serving the existing markets that are growing fast, like video and scientific and AI, and do so by delivering enterprise-grade services that are fundamentally better than the Web 2 alternatives. Again, that means that they're more secure, faster, globally available, easier to use, compatible with existing applications, and that allows us to service those customers very, very well. What we've seen, and if you speak to the other handful of leaders in this space as well, assembling raw global supply is actually relatively easy. What takes a lot of work and a lot of effort is to build a superior service by assembling all of these disparate resources, bringing them together in a way that is better than the alternatives, not just because it is distributed, but because it is better on all of those fundamentals. And then you need to build demand on top of that service. And we've done that. It's hard work, but it's turning out to work out very, very well. And we're seeing great growth in customers, partners, and revenue. Speaking of partners, one of the other learnings that we've had as an infrastructure provider is that customers, end users generally aren't looking to buy infrastructure directly. What they're looking to do is buy solutions. And in order to give solutions that are well tailored for any particular use case, we as an infrastructure provider need to be great at partnering. We need to have clean interfaces, and we need to intelligently work with the technologies that are out there that our customers want to buy. And so we work with technologies such as Hammerspace or Acronis in the backup space, or GB Labs for online post-production. These companies are fantastic companies. They work with us, and they're able to deliver end solutions to the customers. And in many cases, they're actually the ones who are contracting with the customers because they know those customers and their use cases best. Finally, let me speak a little bit about the products. We've had a very busy few quarters here in terms of product. As you might imagine, a lot of our work is over the past quarter has been around integrating our GPU and our storage businesses. Of course, we do a lot of work on performance and scaling always, especially as we start bringing on these massive new customers. We've enabled our GPU business to really participate in partner-led growth as well through creating a reseller API. And then on the right-hand side, some things that are of interest to a lot of our customers, our object versioning and object lock work, which enables us to deliver immutability in the way that customers are used to consuming it, was in closed beta at the beginning of this quarter. We should be in public open beta, the end of September. We continue to expand our edge service capacity, and we've achieved the important milestone of being beam ready, which is one of the most important technologies in terms of backup. So overall, a really exciting quarter from a product perspective, from a growth perspective, from a partner and revenue perspective. I couldn't be more excited about the future of Storj. And with that, let me turn things over to John Gleason to talk a little bit about our storage provider community.
Thanks, Ben. That's amazing progress. I'm really excited about where we are too. All of that demand, all of that growth in the network, it's pretty amazing to see us as the largest DePIN network out there with the fastest growing utilization, the most traction, and probably one of only a handful serving enterprise needs. And those enterprise needs are coming in a variety of different formats, as you heard from you, distributed media production workflows, CDN origin, backup and recovery, a lot of data storage for AI model training and inference, both with our partnership through Valdi and also broadly through the ecosystem. And of course, now with that Valdi acquisition, huge demand for GPU for all of that actual AI model training, and really now the wave of inference we're seeing. So what does that translate into for our network of suppliers? Well, we need more supply. And that means these multi-petabyte storage needs are coming from these use cases. Rapid data onboarding, that's a lot of ingest. Significant download traffic for those CDN origin use cases that we're seeing. And of course, a lot of these workloads are coming from places where we haven't traditionally had a huge presence, but our global network is still serving that region very well. And then, of course, we need capacity on both our public network and on the select network in SOC 2 certified facilities or facilities with other certifications in other regions in the world. And so we need more nodes to support all of those reads and writes. Those reads and writes have to be distributed over a lot of different nodes in order to get the benefits of that parallelism through our network. These use cases have demanding IOPS like we haven't seen before. The multi-petabyte customer that we just signed has a huge rate of ingress, and another one in the wings for a huge egress customer has the largest amount of download traffic, more than the current network has today. And so that means significant bandwidth usage on both the upload and download. And so we need nodes in South America, Central America, India, or Africa. So if you have capacity in those places, please add those to the network. And of course, if you are looking to add significant capacity in facilities with certifications, SOC 2, ISO 27001, whatever they are, join our commercial storage node operator program because we are continuing to see that increase in demand. And now we're switching from that mode of building a pipeline of capacity to putting that capacity to work. So there's a lot of ways for you to get involved, a lot of ways for you to participate. of course, number one is run nodes and continue to grow the network. Right now, we're really looking for that supply. Historically, the sort of trend in Web3 projects is that no one is supply constrained. It's easy to find supply. If you pay someone to put their infrastructure to work, they will do it. But demand is the key, right? Getting someone to try a new service, to try something innovative and disruptive and cross that chasm. Well, we're at that point right now where we're seeing really massive growth, and we're starting to see the benefits of having built that strong supply network. But we can always use more. We can distribute that load further and continue to build on the benefits of a decentralized backend to deliver a world-class enterprise-grade cloud storage and GPU service. Please provide ongoing suggestions and feedback, participate in the forum discussions. Feel free to ask questions there before the town hall. And we'll try to answer as many questions as we can as we go through the presentations. And we're always happy to take direct communications either in the forum or just at ask@storj.io, where we can take those questions and respond to them. If you want to come see us, we are at a number of events upcoming that Ben mentioned. So you'll find Storj personnel at IBC in Amsterdam starting this week. And there we'll have a bunch of different partners in the booth as well. Beam Transfer, Massive, Hammerspace, Iconic, Ortana, QNOFS. QNOFS provides a file system mapping overlay on top of object storage, which is something a lot of our current users and customers have been very interested in. AdSignal, Varnish for that component at the edge that really makes that seamless origin and CDN story come to life. GB Labs for production workflows, Shadow Magic Studios, Signiant Media Shuttle for those extended workflows, and of course, the Digital Sustainability Alliance. The group of forward-thinking organizations that are really spreading the word about ensuring that we provide ample attention to services that bring cutting-edge capabilities to market in a way that is ecologically and economically friendly. Finally, you can spread the word that Storj is reliable, secure, private, and performing cloud object storage. We are just an excellent storage platform, and now we have GPUs, and we are 80% lower cost and 80% lower carbon footprint than AWS S3. So please join the network, spread the word, come see us at conferences. We'll also be at Masari coming up. We'll have someone at Token 2049, SC24 in Atlanta, and of course we'll be at Dirac Science Day in December in Cardiff. So please come find us, run your nodes, spread the word. Thank you again for all of your support. It's the community of node operators that really make this network possible and make it as incredible as it is today. And we're very grateful. Thank you.